Hello, investors. This is Connor Bates, Associate Portfolio Manager with Revere Asset Management. Today is Wednesday, December 17th, about 5:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Come to you with tonight's Revere Roundup Daily Market Insight video. Um, Market state, still an uptrend, but weakening. And if you take a look at trend gauge over here, a lot of changes. So market leaders at a neutral with a red sub arrow, and more and more themes are falling apart. More and more AI data center stocks continue to continue to break down, and just not conducive environment for many stocks. Short term, the S&P and the Qs are below the 21 EMA. Medium term, yellow sub arrow for the S&P 500, and then red for the Qs, and then long term above the 200-day moving average. So what happened today? Well, there was huge selling pressure in AI stocks and growth stocks, and this all started when the Financial Times reported that Oracle's $10 billion data center project in Michigan will not receive backing from Blue Owl Capital. And then Oracle came back and refuted this headline, but didn't give any upside. And basically, what we're seeing is, and this saw an unwind in the whole, all the AI stocks like GE Vernova was down 10.5%. CEG, Constellation Energy, was down almost 7%. And basically, this is just, raising concerns, and, the momentum of the AI trade is skewing negative, highly leveraged, capex heavy names and their funding partners. Now the market's viewing these as systematic threats versus, not really one-off risk events. So again, continue to monitor this, but the news flow has been bad and the price action has been bad as well. So final numbers, 21 over 21 list was down 2.27%, 4 green, 17 red. Turbo 12 down 3%, 1 green, 11 red. Big 8 down 1.78%, RG8 down 1.73%, S&P down about 1.16%, Equate down 0.27%, TAC leading to the downside down 1.85%, Equate down 1.28%. Dow Jones relatively flat along with mid caps. Russell down about 1%, 60/40 stock and bond down 0.63%, GROTECTION down 1.42%, and TurboTection down 2.21%. Let's get into the charts. And so, ugly day today on the S&P 500. You can see we are breaking the 21 and the 50-day moving average, and right, the 67.64. This was a very key level. It was this high. It was this 10-10 high, big reversal candle. It was also this 11.20 high about, and you can see we kind of pierced this level and closed near the lows of the day. And again, you can look at this, a couple ways, right? You could say this is kind of like you could argue this is kind of a head and shoulders top, but again, you could also say this is an inverse head and shoulders bottom. So again, just kind of pointing out the different reads, but look at we opened up and it was just a trend down day all day. And zoom out to the weekly, we are losing the 10-week moving average. The 20 week is at 66.51. And then also we have the 100-day, which is about 1.3% lower at 66.37. So that's a potential support, the 100-day. And again, the 6,500 is a big level, but again, lots of distribution has been taking place, and along with a lot of the leaders selling off. RSP looks a lot better, and this, breadth actually wasn't bad today. It was largely the AI names that were, that was all the downside today. So RSP still looks fine. Just watch if this is a failed breakout, but coming in test the 21 EMA. So for now, pretty normal and still seeing this RS in this area. Q's relative weakness as well, breaking the 50 and 21 EMA, coming into this 600 level, and that coincides with the 100-day moving average. So again, that's going to be a spot that the bulls are going to want to see hold up. Otherwise, kind of these lows around here is potential support as well. But again, there's been no love for tech names. Again, this is a lower high as well. And same with the S&P 500. we made an all-time closing high, but we never made a true all-time high above that 69.20. So again, something to keep an eye out for, but for now, definitely more so risk off environment. And Mag 7 again breaking the 21 and the 50-day moving average. You have the 100-day moving average right here and another lower high. You can see that in many charts. Dow Jones Industrial Average holding up fine, looks normal. Light volume pullback into the 21 EMA. So this looks much better than tech. Mid caps pulling back to the top of the pivot in the 21 EMA. And again, they haven't made it easy. These are massive bases for the mid caps, the Russell, equal weight, and just not seeing that power through the breakout that you would like. Looked like you're breaking out here, put a day two higher high. And just when you think the market says no, slams it back into the top of the base. Again, just not an easy environment whatsoever. See how this reacts tomorrow. This would be a spot you'd want to see mid caps bounce. Russell again, Fed cutting rates, breaking out, day two higher high. Market says no. 4 day break, 4 days down into the 21 EMA. This would be the spot would like to see hold, have the 50-day right here as well, but nevertheless, continued strength in small caps. ARC displays the weakness. This is a good growth proxy rejected the 50-day moving average and starting to roll over. Take a look at the weekly, rejected the 10-week as well. Potentially just needs to base longer FFTY. And again, another growth proxy for the names. This is coming back into the 200-day moving average, and you can see held the 200-day here, bounced up, rather weak, rejected the 100-day, and now rolling back over. Again, just not the greatest look. And with this, volatility is picking up. VIX inching back up towards that 18 level, up about 8% on the day. So monitor this. If this starts living above 18, coming into that 20 range, we know what that means. It's going to be a harder market. The dollar, just in a big range. Gold, relative strength again, and metals continue to be so strong. Up on the day. Gold miners again looking to break out. Broke out of this cup and handle base, and now it's got a nice little pivot flag here. Silver, new highs, going a little bit parabolic, but again, really strong action here. And then another palladium, again, another metal coming into new highs. Let's see how copper miners were doing. Again, flagging at the highs. So commodities and metals have been the place to be. Bitcoin looking like it's going to roll over once again, rejecting the 21 EMA. And this for no reason just popped hard. And I guess this was a lot of shorts getting liquidated on this quick pop, but didn't last very long and just kind of rug pulled into the close. And again, we talked about this chart many times, and this is in the stage 4 right now. Continues to make lower highs, as you can see. Again, if you want to find the silver lining, perhaps this is a higher low. We shall see. But again, just pretty risk off for Bitcoin. Bonds consolidating, TLT as well. Rates inching back up higher. All right, let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Percent of stocks with a 5-day moving average for the S&P is at 39, 31 for the NASDAQ. So getting a little bit oversold here. See, can go lower if they want. And again, one thing to point out is we are operating in that, NAM's at 97. So we'll see what the reading comes in tomorrow. And maybe after today's action, this gets lower, which would be a positive for the bulls. But we've seen this before. When the NAM's over 95, it just is a more challenging market. And another thing I posted on Twitter if you want to go see, but on yesterday, Bank of America posted their global fund manager survey, and basically what the conclusion of that was, a lot of people are long, cash levels are very low. News-wise, we got Micron reported earnings after the bell today. We'll take a look at how it's doing in the chart, and then tomorrow we have CPI tomorrow morning. Today's keys: S&P is below the 21 and the all-time highs. Qs are below the 21 and the 50-day. Russell's below the 21 EMA, right at it, and all-time highs going into Thursday. Going to be watching the S&P versus the 21 and the 50-day. If they act as resistance, then the 100-day is support, and then Qs versus 606.91 in the 100-day, then Russell versus 21 and the 50-day. 4 days down, 4 days below the 8 EMA, 2 days below the 21 EMA. And like I showed, pretty much open equals high in a trend down day. Pretty nasty action. Sectors wise, energy, oils, rare earths, gold, real estate, bank, strong today. Weakness, semiconductors, uranium, tech, Bitcoin, software. GROTECTION today sold GEV and Tesla and then trimmed SSO via a hedge. And then TurboTaxation, quite a few of actions today, or sorry, and then GROTECTION 0.85 RVAB, estimated balance at risk minus 3.75%. TurboTaxation sold CAT, took profits on Sienna and Coherent, got stopped out of GEV and sold SPXL, and then trimmed short Bitcoin and Planet Labs, and then added on to gold miners. 1.14 RVAB, estimated balance at risk minus 3.97%. And the bottom line, the major unwind in AI and growth stocks continues. Let's get into the charts. So GB got absolutely wrecked today, down 10.5%, and this was acting so well. Gapped up on positive news out of a base, consolidating, looked like it was flagging out to break out, and just absolutely crushed today. And again, this is just really due to the fact that Oracle's potential funding hurdles for large-scale data center development is raising concerns about delays or cancellations across the whole hyperscale AI infrastructure build-out. Basically, this is kind of just threatening expected demand growth for the electricity generation and transmission and other upgrades. So this is why GEV was getting whacked today, and we got stopped out of that. And I mean, take a look at CEG, same thing here. This stock is essentially flat for a year, so no returns, no gains. And this, has a lot of contracts as well. You can look at TLN. Again, this looks like it's breaking down out of a rounding top as well. Not the best look. So it was VRT, another one, just getting slammed down almost 7%, breaking below the 100-day moving average. So again, but a lot of these AI names have they're in a bear market. NBIS, this is another one, over 50% off the highs and just continues to make lower highs here and rolling over. Another energy name, Bloom Energy, continues to make lower highs and rolling over down over 50% off the highs. And again, these are stocks that we traded. Bloom Energy was a great winner for TurboTaxation. And again, if you don't sell, if you're not quick, all these gains just get evaporated just as fast as you have them. Take a look at some of the other AI infrastructure stocks. Irene just getting crushed. Another one that we traded ended up, selling around early, but now it's all the way back down. Cipher, this is another one, kind of looking like a head and shoulders top. So PWR, this is another power name breaking the 100-day moving average and a failed breakout. So you can see all the carnage that is taking place in these names. And this is why, don't fall in love with the story, because although, for some of these stocks, the story hasn't really changed. The only thing that makes you money is price, and price has changed for a lot of these stocks. So again, pretty ugly charts across the board. Gonna need some time to fix these charts and see if they can start showing signs of bottoming out. Sienna took profits on this one, failed earnings gap higher, so locking in the gain there. Coherent as well. You know, nice move from the buys down here, taking the profits on that one. And then trimmed PL, again, just breaking back into the base after this earnings gap. Want to see this earnings gap day low hold. And then, yeah, so that is that. Let's take a look at 21 over 21 list. ALB, one of the stronger ones today, up 2.5, almost 3%, non-AI related. Nice move. Reddit, another one not as tied to AI either. And again, really nice coming against this downtrend line, holding quite well. And again, you need to be wary if the relative strength can be a trap. Light, actually impressive that this was green today, holding 21 EMA up 1.3% today. GDX covered that. TPR flagging at the highs. Corning, sitting right at the 50-day on the verge of losing it. Lilly, less AI related as well, consolidating at the highs, looking good. Medical names act well. LVS, another one, consolidating at the highs, non-AI related. MDB, this is holding quite well for a software name. Continues to build after that earnings gap on semiconductor, pulling back to the 21 EMA. Guardian Health breaking the 21 EMA. Coherent closed right at it. LUV, another airline, unbelievably strong after breaking out of the space. Um, and perhaps this starts to flag out to give a entry if you miss the breakout. Sienna covered that. Micron, this one is up 8% on earnings, so pretty strong. They had a pretty big guide on their earnings, so that's good. And you can see, let's see if it's bringing Karen STX with it. WDC up 3%, SanDisk up almost 5%. So see if this can stick. But for the most part, like Credo had good earnings, and look at the reaction, just relentless selling. So good reports, pretty big guide on Micron, see if it can hold. Google, another one that just is losing steam, looking like it might have a test of the 50-day moving average here soon. Teradyne, a lot more orderly. Close rate kind of sitting right at 21 EMA, see if we can round back up. Caterpillar got slammed, kind of fouled breakout here, right into the 50-day moving average. Tesla, and again, looked like it really wanted to run, had an all-time high, all-time closing high yesterday. Now just pulling back into the base. Again, if tech's weak, it's gonna be hard for one name to really hold up well. But again, at the top of the base, let's see if this can hold. And you have the 21 EMA right there. Palantir kind of seeing a wedge drop lower today, and then GEV as well. Really ugly day there. Turbo 12 SQM, another kind of in the chemical space, acting well. Rivian holding up pretty well, given some of the moves in high beta. American Eagle, these retailers have been unbelievably strong. American Eagle, Victoria's Secrets, Urban Outfitters, all Abercrombie and Fitch, all a lot of them had earnings gaps and they've been holding up quite well. Unity potentially fouled breakout, pulling back into the 21 EMA. TSEM, a lot orderly pullback. This is going to be on watch for tomorrow. Looks quite nice and has had a really strong run. Frog, again, pulling back to the 21 EMA. Biotech setting up in this base, shielded from some of the AI volatility, and healthcare, biotech's been quite strong. Lemonade actually had a nice day. Strong, continues to build higher lows, still unable to really blast through this breakout. Very choppy name as well. And then Com with the optics names pulling back. Telecom coming in to test the 50-day moving average. LQDA high and tight. Planet Labs pulling back into the pivot. And then GSAT, another space related name, slammed pretty hard, coming all the way back into the 50-day moving average. So you can see, and then just look at some of the high beta names. Oklo just continues to get crushed. LEU, another one, just continues to be in a downtrend. RGTI, some of these quantum high beta names continue to be quite weak. And then even some of the semiconductors that were holding up, Applied Materials starting to crack a little bit. LRCX, ugly day today. ASML, Kraken, now just back below the 50-day moving average, looking at potential fouled breakout. Take a look at Oracle, kind of canary in the coal mine. This really needs to bounce. All the AI names in the OpenAI circle continue to be quite weak, and I'm sure you've seen this Oracle CDs are just blowing out as well. Let's see what else. AMD, another one, just super weak, giving back this whole gap, starting to fill the gap. Nvidia looks like it's breaking down. Next test is potentially the 200-day moving average or this 165 support. CoreWeave, another one linked to the OpenAI. I mean, look at these charts, guys. They are pretty bad. Let's see, VRT covered that one. Yeah, and one worth noting, energy was up today. You can see reclaiming the 50-day. XOM's got a massive base, so that's one you might want to watch as well moving forward. But again, all in all, pretty tough market to trade in. The AI trade has just been extremely volatile. especially all the names linked to the OpenAI. But now you even have Google starting to pull back a little bit. But granted, been on a strong run, so that's nothing out of the ordinary. But again, kind of mindset here, tread lightly. S&P is losing key levels. The AI unwind continues, and just leadership is narrowing quite a bit. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. CPI tomorrow morning. So again, who knows? Maybe that comes in, market likes it, and we pop right back up. That's kind of the tape that we've been in, super volatile. And we'll just see day by day. That's going to wrap it. As always, like to hear from you. My email is connor@revereasset.com. You can reach out to me on Twitter at ConnorJBates_. Phone is 855 Real Wealth, 855-732-5932. And if you're ever interested in becoming a client, as always, please reach out. Thanks for watching and have a great night.